Okay, so I am back and I'm gonna wait for you guys to find me. Sorry about that. That other feed was like so weird. I just had to change devices. So hopefully you guys can find me still. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and I have to pull up some separate notes here. So if you're watching the replay, go ahead and fast forward. Hold on a second, guys. I just need to move my device. I'll be right back. Oh, good. Some of you are finding me. Thank goodness. So sorry about that. I'm just looking up some notes right now, so don't be alarmed if you can't see me. Hi, Katie. Good. Glad you guys can find me. I'm gonna, my cell phone is down for a second. I'm gonna pick it up again, but I'm just looking for my notes. You know, so crazy. This computer stuff, I swear, is like, give me a freaking break sometimes. Okay, so let's see here. Oh good, I see 20 of you have fine. Hi everybody, and Adela and everybody. Okay, there we go. I'm just pulling up my notes, guys. Sorry if you can't see me. Because this is like one of the ones I have to really like look at notes sometimes or refer back to notes. Oh my gosh, it's like my computer is so freakishly slow. Okay, that's what it was. All right, you guys. Wow. Okay, so it's been a week since last we chatted, and so much has happened. Am I wrong? So today we have a really wow. It kind of caught me by surprise, as many of these do. And let's see if I can. This cell phone things. I'm like, hopefully you guys can see me. Okay, so yeah, I had to put on a hat. I just can't deal with my hair right now. I haven't had my hair done in like way too long, and it's just like, you know, I just have other things to worry about. So it's like it's hat season for me. I don't care if it's getting into summer. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Good to see you too, guys. Okay, so did you see that title? I mean, so disruption, riot, and Jesus, and rage, all in the same title. Like, how on earth does that happen? So I'll tell you a little story. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming. I know things have been really weird in the last week, really intense. If you came to last Wednesday's ritual, that was all about seeing the beauty, right? And it was about unplugging from the channel and becoming the channel and creating a authentic optimism or a frequency of beauty. And that was before we knew the riots were like about to go full blown. So I'm so grateful that Joe Field gave us that tool, those tools. And so if you find yourself watching the news a lot, like excessively, hey, is that like hair lint? Excessively, then, you know, of course it's important for you to stay, what's the word, informed, but to not overdo it. So you got to strike the right balance. And if you feel yourself being too magnetized by the dark news, by the intensity of the news, make it a practice to step away and choose and decide to do something different to raise your frequency, raise your vibration. This is not about spiritual bypassing. Trust me, when I get into today's topic, you will know I am not a spiritual bypasser, and I have no stake in that game. So I just want you to know that you're still in charge, and the Spirit is really saying you're still in charge. So this morning hi Jenny, good to see you. This morning, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get my charger too. Sorry guys, again, I wasn't planning on using my cell phone here, but so this morning, as per my usual, I usually wait till, like lately, I've just been waiting till the last second to really channel what's happening. And one of the reasons why I do that is that I work best under pressure, you know, because I sometimes I have to get into when you do too much strategizing and planning in life, sometimes it comes from the wrong place, meaning it comes from a very intellectual space, like, oh, what would be smart? What would be the right thing to do? And I think we're all learning right now that that the less strategy, the better. It's hard to have a strategy in life when things are kind of going so insane right now. So the best thing to do is to anchor down and surrender to your intuition. So I've been doing a lot of that, including for these live streams. And so this morning, I wake up around 5 a.m. and I chill. I watch a little Ancient Aliens, drink a little coffee. Because if I'm not watching Ancient Aliens, I'm watching 90 Day Fiancé. So anyways, what I start channeling is start feeling Archangel Chamuel come around me. And then I am like, oh yeah, obviously, yeah, we're going to do a little piece. We're going to, and then I heard the word rage. So I was like, oh yeah, because I'm, to be honest, I've been really fucking pissed. I don't know if you've been pissed the last few days, but I'm just, anything I read or news, it just enrages me, to be honest. I'm like way past the point of fear into like just getting so fucking pissed, right? And so when I hear the word rage, I'm like, oh yes, okay. I'm sure everybody else is getting really angry, and we're angry for many, many reasons. There's a lot of reasons to be angry, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on or what is the color of your skin. We are all very angry and outraged at all the injustices, right? And so none of us want what's happening, is what I'm saying. And so so I was like, wow, thank you, Archangel Chamuel, because we really could use some help with the anger, the rage. And so I think I have it locked down as far as what we're doing today. And then right about when I'm about to open my eyes, I hear righteous rage, the word righteous in front of rage. And I was like, righteous rage, what the hell is that? So usually when I don't fully understand the message, I don't even, know what righteous rage or righteous anything is. Like I understand what righteous is, but anyway, so I decided to look it up. What is righteous rage? And then so the term righteous anger came up on Google. So like any good mystic should do, when you get really obscure information or information you don't understand, Google that shit. So Google is like the oracle du jour. And so I look up Google, and of course I get led to nothing other than the Bible. And so I read about righteous anger and the description. Yeah, Shelly, so angry it makes you cry, those angry tears. I know. I'm fucking angry. And I have done nothing about it, okay? I still am doing my beauty meditations, though. I'm still working on beauty. And here's the thing. I'm holding the paradox, right? You can be fucking angry and still be able to hold a level of beauty and a higher vision for where this is all headed. So I do invite you to do that. We're going to do a little work at the end. We're going to do a little activation or a little meditation. So I'm reading about a little bit righteous, what do they call it? Righteous anger. And so do you guys know what righteous anger is? Have you heard of that? I mean, I feel like I've heard it, but I've never investigated it before. So often before these, Spirit will guide me to like accidentally Bible stuff because they know that I Google shit. So righteous anger. Okay, so then they give an example in the Bible of righteous anger, and it's in Matthew 21. Okay, I quoted the what is that? What are those called? Verses and chapters and verses. You guys, if you know me, I'm not a biblical scholar at all, and so it's always a little funny when I'm led to the Bible. I love it every time because I learn so much. But this is how I learn. This is how they teach me. Okay, so those of you who don't know what righteous anger is, okay, so there's righteous anger and unrighteous anger, but here's the example that they give of an example of righteous anger. And so Matthew 21, he arrives at the temple, and the temple is full of, what do you call them? They're selling goods, but they're like at higher prices. They call it extortionists, essentially, who are taking advantage of the poor. And it's at the temple, right? Like at the church. And to me, like I envision this outdoor open market where people are really like gouging prices and taking advantage of these poor or the travelers. So essentially, Jesus loses his shit and he starts flipping over tables and he's like, oh, hail to the no, not in God's house. You will not be taking advantage of these people, not today. So he flips over all the shit, causes a scene, essentially starts fucking rioting at the temple, turning shit over. Okay. And this, to me, it feels like a practice that had been going on for years and years and years. And this is what Jesus is. He was a disruptor of that time. A lot of us think of Jesus as someone who is like, oh, glory to God, peace, turn the other cheek. But when that guy saw some wrong shit going on, he was a badass. He's like bitch slapping, essentially bitch slapping these extortionists and helping the poor. So that takes an awful amount of balls, but you know what else it takes? That came from righteous anger. And so righteous anger comes from a place of wanting to make change, wanting to restore. So that is the difference. A righteous anger is about restoration. And Jesus maybe seriously, he started a riot back then. That's what it was. I mean, the business owners were like, what the fuck, dude? Like, we're just doing our business. And he's like, yo, this is God's temple, and you will not be taking advantage of these people. So, yeah, Corrine, Jesus was a badass. And yes, he was rebellious. Okay, so then when we look at today's news, we want to kind of take the low road with it. We want to use fear. We want to judge. And we want to go, there's no sense. There's no sense in all this damage and all the violence. There's no sense in it. And it's true on one level. But on the other level, massive change, if you look at throughout history, all the biggest positive changes came with a big freaking vomit and belch of violence and weirdness. All the best things, okay? Most of the best things. They start with a lot of fucked up stuff. So this goes way beyond politics. And I really invite all of us to move past the division when it comes to politics and what side of the aisle you're standing on and what is right for the poor. And we know even coronavirus mostly has devastated impoverished communities, with color. They're the ones that are losing their jobs and have been under enormous pressure. And we have been in a sick system that is consistently for hundreds of years demeaned, diminished, and specifically hunted certain kinds of people and their children. And we've allowed this to happen for a really long time. And I don't think any of us are stoked about that, right? I don't care what state you're in and what side of the aisle. Nobody is down with children getting hunted because of the color of their skin. I heard a statistic yesterday that there's a black young man or a black man dies every day from firearms from the police. And I think it was last year, someone died on average every day, and only 33 arrests were made for the police. And that number seems skewed. And I am not, I come from a military background. I am not anti-police in any way. I feel that the institutions, it's really the institutions that I'm targeting, this institutionalized racism, not just racism, but just the way we squash people with low incomes and don't give them a hand up and don't show them how. And I am one of those people. I'm a person of color who came from the hood. So I understand what it's like and what it takes to get the fuck out of there. And it wasn't easy. And so all of us, heart-centered fools, we want everybody to be fed. We want everybody to be healthy. We want everyone to be happy. And so this is why I've been angry. Okay, I've been angry, and you may be angry for the same reasons or different reasons. And and in a way, this riot is causing an internal riot inside of me, and I hope it's causing an internal riot inside of you, and pulling the blinders off. Because beyond the violence, we have to ask why. Why? And quit pointing fingers. Like, quit pointing fingers at the other side is doing it. No, it's the other extremists. It's the neo-Nazis. No, it's Antifa. It's every motherfucker. It's the institution that has done this. It's not the people. What we're seeing is the symptom of a sick institution. And so as spiritual folk, how do we deal with this rage, this anger that we're feeling? And all the wrongs that have gone on literally for hundreds of years. And how do we really take a fresh look at our institutions and what needs to be changed and done here? My God, in the United States, our political system is so sick. I mean, it just makes me want to cry now because it's just, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch government bodies, both sides, not cooperating when people are starving and they're angry. And if I was starving, you best believe I'd be out there rioting and looting and trying to get some diapers for my baby, trying to get some formula, trying to get some food. Okay, I know that's not all that's happening. But I'm really sad. And I know we can do better. And it's people like you and us where we can gather together from all nations. You guys, this is an international community. All nations. And I bet we have really different politics. And I bet some of us watch Fox News and some of us watch whatever other news there is. Some of us are watching YouTube for our news. But I think we can all agree it's sick. And it's not the other side's fault. It's all of our faults for allowing the institutions and the leaders to take advantage of us, to take advantage of our people, and to refuse to work together. So about this righteous rage, it's about restoration. It's not about stop being angry. And so when I first thought, in the meditation, when I first thought, okay, let's clear some rage, then I realized that's not the point of today. The point is, let's work and use our rage to create positive change and positive impact, to make the changes that we need. Some people are doing that. Some people are rocking their protest and they're out there protesting. They're making an impact. And I know right now it looks really ugly, but I want it, I want to make a scene, because if it was just peaceful protests, would we even be seeing this shit on the news? I'm so glad we're all taking a double look and going, okay, where is my prejudice? Where are my invisible advantages in my life? We all have to think about that. We all have to think about what we've been given and the advantages we've been given, and how are you going to use your advantage, strike your protest for the little person, for the poor, and whatever kinds of people you see as poor. Is it single mothers? Who is it? Wherever your protest is, it's there somewhere. And each of you are being called. And we've been talking about this for weeks, at least in the inner sanctum, which is my intuitive, I do these transmissions every Sunday like this, and I send them audios as contemplations for the week. But we've been talking about rising in your next level of leadership. And I do believe we are seeing not just any old leadership, but we're also seeing a level of activism that's required, a level of taking action. And those actions can be, they could be social media actions, just standing out and taking a risk. I know some incredibly courageous people that are standing up in their communities, and they know their communities are full of people who are on the kind of like, it's so sad that there's opposite sides. There shouldn't be opposite sides. We're all on the same side. We all want the same things. Most of us, those of us who aren't consumed by wanting more power, want the same things. So I know some extremely courageous people stepping up and fighting for the poor and trying to build bridges and, whatever that means for you. Now's the time, really. It's such a beautiful time where all of these structures, we're just putting it all under magnifying glasses. Even the way we're doing school is getting looked at, like, what the fuck is school? This institution of school. We're all kind of taking a double look. So this rage, this restoration. Right now, we are all getting a big bitch slap right now. All of our tables are getting overturned. And we're all being called to look at how we're living differently, right? To be more heart-centered and to move past the paradox, move past the opposition. And I've said this before, it's not about choosing a side, it's about moving through the sides into the heart of the matter, finding the love and asking for the divine support. And so our spirituality has never been more important, has never been more important. We have lost our way in many ways. And to many of us, religion, we call ourselves, people are following a religion, but it's dead. It's like this dead worship. They're just kind of, hey, I believe in God. And then that's it. There's no actual communion. There's no union. There's no revelation. There's no any of those really amazing things that is a gift to all of us, not just the religious, to all of us. And so if you're not a religious person, you don't have to be. It's just about connecting with that source of unconditional power, that power of love, and activating that sense of beauty inside of you, finding some peace in the paradox, because up is down and down is up and right is left and left is right now. Have you noticed? You can see all the polarity happening left and right. And Cheryl's saying religion actually hindered my spirituality. Yeah, Cheryl, because a lot of our religions are based on seriously, it's like narcissistic abuse. It's shame and guilt based. And it hurt a lot of us. And I feel like that's one institution I would like to, revision, if you will. I'm taking another look at how we do religion, if you will. So it's our deep, real spirituality, our connection with the planet, our connection with each other, and moving past the opposites into what is right. The righteous anger is for the poor. And Harriet Kitchen is saying fear and control. Yeah, fear and control. Again, narcissistic abuse. That's how most of us have experienced religion. You're born with sin. You're just born bad, girl, right? Fuck that. Man. So, with this disruption, they showed me that we think about this moment as a beautiful symphony, like when you're going to a symphony and there's usually this dark part, it's like dissonant, where it's like the dark side comes and, starts doing its thing. And there's something so beautiful and profound about it. And they showed me this energy of the dissonance, of the disruption that is part of the cycle of transformation. And we have to remember that there is nothing new that's born without destruction, without decay. And many weeks ago here, I talked about what actually happens in the chrysalis when a butterfly becomes a butterfly. So if you guys didn't hear me talk about that, people think of like the transformation being a caterpillar And then this caterpillar gets a cocoon and then comes out a butterfly. But they skip over the most important part. They skip over what actually happens in the chrysalis. And the chrysalis, in the chrysalis, the body of the caterpillar gets eaten. It's like its stomach acids or something like that. It starts eating away at itself. Its entire body becomes dismantled and turns into just fucking liquid. Okay? So that cannot be a comfortable process. That is a complete annihilation of the old self, a complete annihilation of its previous identity, of its personality. And a lot of you are personally going through the annihilation of your old self. You're going through the annihilation of your relationships, the annihilation of your love and career choice, the annihilation of where you live, the annihilation of who you can fucking associate with, because you've realized, oh shit, dude, we are vibing on totally different vibes right now. I can't hang with these people. Okay. So you personally, we are all personally and collectively very clearly in the chrysalis, in full-blown decay. We are eating ourselves, eating the body, eating our own bodies, chewing our own arms off right now. But it's not for nothing. So people like you have to hold the vision for something bigger, for something beautiful, to come out of this. And even though we're in the really hard part where we're really angry and sad, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not even afraid anymore. I was like a little afraid during coronavirus. Dude, yeah, no, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm just pissed. Fucking sick of this shit. And so there's a few different ways you can wage your protest. You can do it social media. You can fund the organizations that are really in the front lines making some cool shit happen. If you don't know who they are, you find them, because I don't know your mission. I don't know where your soul wants to invest its time, its energy, its cash, its vision. So that's up for you to decide which part of this fucking puzzle you're going to support. But just do it. And so when you direct energy somewhere positively, this toxic energy somewhere positively, then you're not sitting in your own poison. Because right now, many of us are sitting in our own poison. So, what an interesting turn of events for me today when Archangel Chamuel came and was talking about rage and bringing peace. It was in a completely different way. It was like, don't get rid of the rage, just direct it to the place where it needs it to support the poor, to help the poor. So let's, hi, Rosalind, you're missing wow. Have you been here for a while? Okay, make sure to listen to the beginning of this. It's been an interesting morning for me, an interesting week for all of us. All right. So if you're going to wage your protest, how are you going to do it? I want you to feel into this, like this rage that you're carrying. Where are you going to wage your riot? Turn over the tables like Jesus and call it out. And you can do that with your cash. You can do that with your voice. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. You can do that with your art. You can do that with your art. And Sue's saying, that's where I'm pissed, watching people hurt each other. Yeah, watching people hurt each other in trash buildings. But I'm telling you, Jesus was out there turning over shit, bitch slapping, because those people were, taking advantage of the poor. And that's what's happening here. So it's going to look like violence. It hurts for us to see that. It hurts. You're right, Sue. It hurts for us to see that. But would we really be seeing if that wasn't happening? That's the question. Most of us go back to sleep, right the fuck to sleep. Wake up, go to my damn job, feed my kids, come home, go to sleep. And that's what dudes, that's what we've been doing for so long. So this is our opportunity to stay awake and to do something. So, okay, so let's get to some angel work here. So right now they're showing me this just generalized rage, right? It's like all over your body. And I want you to feel, this, I want you to call it out, this rage, this sadness, these feelings that you're feeling. And we're going to call in Archangel Michael and Archangel Chamuel, the creator of all that is. And please, Jesus too, to show us how to do the righteous riot. And bless us all, bless the whole planet with the righteous anger. Because we need righteous anger more than we need anything else right now. So we can affect the change, cause the change, and help all of our brothers and sisters like come to the cause and support us through this. Support equality and reformation in all of our institutions, whether it's school or hospital or all, wherever your war is, wherever you're waging it, whatever pisses you off the most, head in that direction. Okay, so right now they're coming in, and I see a lot of brilliant light, bright light. They're coming in from above, and they're coming in between the third eye and the crown chakra. They're just, I think, giving us a big boost here. So if you can breathe, and they want you to have that vision. They're actually helping you with the vision of our bigger future and what you want to create, what you want to see, and also the vision of where you want to protest. What's your fight right now? And how are you going to work that angle? Oh, interesting. Okay, so first, you're going to come up. I want you to see the thing that you want solved, whatever it is. What is the thing that you want solved? You want police brutality to end? Then look at that. You want institutionalized racism to end? You can look at that. You want all this division between the people to end? You can look at that. But they want you to put it in front of your forehead, like off in the distance. They want you to go, this thing here. And now what I see them doing is they're collecting all of this rage from your body and they're pulling it up. And believe it or not, I'm seeing I know this is going to sound weird, but it's a unicorn, almost like a spiral coming out of your forehead, like an arrow almost, getting pointed in that direction. And so I want everyone to breathe and start blowing this righteous rage over here. And we're going to ask the angels and spirit to handle this for us. Actually using powerful emotion in any level of magic is not a bad thing. Okay, it doesn't have to always be peace. It could be your rage, but this is what I want. Please help us with this. Help me with this. And I want you to breathe so that this takes some of the rage out of your guts, out of your heart, out of your lungs, and it directs it. It directs it to the place where you want it to be resolved. And now I want you to see that energy going boom, and the angels and God taking it there. So take some time with this, especially if you're very angry, very charged up. Direct this energy out of your forehead, and we're holding a higher vision for what you want to change, what you want to see. And Tanya saw the unicorn horn before you mentioned it. So these unicorn horns, they're saying to me, are like antennas, and they send signals through the ethers here, through space and time, they're saying. And so learning how, so random. Oh my God. Okay, it's so great. But I'm actually seeing how we can project our energy, and it's like this fine, like a laser coming out. And I want you to see that issue light up and being healed, being transformed. And I want you to see everything being transformed. And I'm going to hold space for this planet and for the violence to be converted into a righteous fight. Archangel Chamuel, help us feel peace where we need to feel peace. Help us learn how to discern peace, how to feel peace and anger at the same time. And so he's giving everyone a peace activation now, so that in your body you can feel the peace, you can feel the grounding and the peace, and you can also still be connected with your anger. This is different than, oh, let's just all be peaceful and pretend like everything's fine. This is about holding the opposites. And humans are very unique that we can do that. We can hold both. So you shine those laser beams into whatever it is. And they're saying that this practice will help you channel any negative energy towards good. So as opposed to just suppressing it, we're working to transmute it or to work its power in a positive way. So right now I'm sending each of you so much love and the energy of brothers and sisters, just brotherhood and sisterhood, that we are all walking the same path together. It's really an honor to walk it with you guys. For me, that you're here and we're all here and we're trying to do our best. We're just all trying to do our best. And I ask that you be patient with each other, that we all be patient with each other. We're all learning a whole new set of things right now. All of us are in the process of learning, so we're going to stumble around, say some wrong shit accidentally, that we be patient and loving with each other and hold space for each other to really expand and grow and to step into our natural sense of altruism, our natural sense of love, like when we're not fighting each other. Mostly we fight when we're wounded, when we're victimized, you know. So I really hope that we can all hold a higher option, the righteous fight as opposed to the not righteous fight, which the not righteous fight is really about just self-preservation, you know. Surely you can put your grief. Grief is really powerful. If you're feeling grief more than rage, yeah, a lot of us are feeling the sadness and rage. Take some time and send it to a direction where you want to get solved. What are you grieving most about? You show it to spirit and you say, this over here, this needs to change. And then the last step is to see it being resolved, okay? And I want you to see and feel it being resolved. That's a really important part of magic and working on really working the forces, the divine forces to come to your aid, is actually witnessing them, feeling, sensing, or knowing, and projecting yourself a little bit in the future where it has happened. It's like, it's done. So it is done. It is done. It is done. Continue to ask Spirit how else you can support and help. How can you convert your just rage into righteous rage? What can you do to shift the energy? So this magical action we just did with our magical unicorn, so random, but not random. And it moves in like a spiral, you know, it moves in a spiral. So there's that. And then also what you can do down on the ground. What can you do down on the ground? Please, and I know you guys are doing this, pray, put out good juju, stay in beauty, find the frequency of beauty. It's still there no matter what's happening. Go outside, look at trees, look at the sun, look at the sky. It will remind you of the infinite beauty that we're surrounded by at all times. Yes, Mandy, I know. She's feeling very sensitive and crying all the time. I know, because, hello, a lot of us are empaths, so we're feeling it, man. We're feeling it more than most. On many levels, we're feeling all the octaves of the pain, the grief, the sadness, the anger, the rage. You know, sometimes I want to flip over some freaking tables, and sometimes I just want to wail and cry. But I said it at the beginning, please unplug from the media, stay informed, gently stay informed, but you do not need to be on that shit all day long. Turn off the station. If you know what's going on, you know what's going on. Your next task is to pray and to take action, positive action, to make the change, to be the change. I hate to sound so cliche. Be the change. Be the change. All right, you guys. So Archangel Chamuel, again, he's on the scene this week. Archangel Chamuel helps you find peace and is helping you convert your anger into peace on the planet, right? So we're using that rage to create peace on the planet later. Okay. All right, I'm gonna enjoy that. Amen, everybody. Party on. And so this is my last official live stream for Love Fest, I believe. But Love Fest is still going for another 6 days. So please check your schedule. Today we have live streams going on at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 4 o'clock Pacific time. And there's a mix. So look at the schedule. It's posted in the 7-Day Miracle Challenge board. We have a variety of things going on for another 6 days to help lift your vibe. That's why we're doing this, okay? Crazy, right? Okay, so we're going to get through this shit, okay? It's going to take a little gnawing off some arms and legs for a little while. It's going to suck a little, but find the blessing for you. And that blessing is always in your heart, always in your heart. Love to you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Take care of everybody. And go get some good hugs. Find someone to hug. Get some hugs. Wear a face mask. Okay? Love you guys.